Fox News alert, the search is now on for new national security advisor after a White House shakeup yesterday. General Michael Flynn has resigned over calls he made to the ambassador to Russia. Here's the reaction is Republican Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger. He joins us from the D.C. Bureau. Good morning to you, Congressman.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Doing okay, although it sounds like Mike Flynn stepped down after the firestorm because apparently he did before Trump took office, President Trump took office, he made some phone calls to the Russian ambassador, talked about sanctions, and then asked about it later. It sounds like Flynn said, I don't remember talking about that, and the vice president, he gave him a story that was not truthful, and that's pretty much why he said, you know what, I better get out of here because this is a distraction.
Yeah, look, in this case, the cover-up was worse than the crime, and, you know, it's arguably or questionably a crime, probably not, because, look, you know, Jesse Jackson, Carter, during other administrations, left to go negotiate with other governments against the government, so that was a Logan Act violation. It was a bad decision to call Russia and talk about this in the middle of, you know, the past administration determining what sanctions were going to look like. But what happened, the big problem is when he lied to the vice president, and he became a distraction to President Trump. And I think, you know, as an honorable military man, which General Flynn is, he called the president and said, look, I'm a distraction to you. There's nothing more important than you being successful in your administration, and,
Sure.
and did the honorable thing.
Well, you got to figure, because Donald Trump wanted to get things going from the get-go, he probably said, okay, Mike, before we start, why don't you call these guys you're going to be dealing with and see what you can get out of them? And one thing led to another, and boom.
Yeah, it's possible. And again, it wouldn't be completely out of the ordinary for an incoming administration to have these discussions. Again, the problem is if General Flynn had just come out and said, yeah, you know, look, either the ambassador brought it up to me or I brought it up in terms of what are issues we're going to deal with in the future when we talk about Syria, Ukraine, Crimea, things like that, I don't think we'd be talking about it today. But it's when you lie to the vice president or say it didn't happen, put him on national TV,
sure.
You're going to find yourself being a major distraction.
You mentioned people from Syria. You know, since the president's immigration order was placed on hold, about 65% of the refugees who've come into the United States are from those 7 countries that President Trump wanted the extreme vetting for. It sounds like if you're from Syria and some of these other countries, you are trying to get to the United States as quick as you can before, you know, either it is settled in court or before another executive order comes out.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. I think, you know, they probably see a window here. They probably think and know that the president's going to come out with an executive order that actually would fit in whatever the Ninth Circuit Court's decision is. So that's an important thing to remember. Look, these are very war-torn areas, so it's natural that they're going to try to come here. But the president has a right, as any new administration does, to determine whether we're vetting correctly and whether we're keeping the country safe. And the Ninth Circuit basically said, we know more about national defense than you do, Mr. President. We're going to make a decision, and that's where we sit today.
All right, well, let's see what happens. Adam Kinzinger joining us today from Washington, D.C. Congressman, thank you very much.
You bet, anytime.